this is an absolute atrocious game by the Atlanta Falcons, man. And I'm just going to be honest. Let's get this out of the way, man. Arthur Smith, is his job on the line? That's the question I have for you guys. I'm just going to come out and say, man, he didn't do himself any favors in answering or, dispelling those rumors of whether or not he deserves to be fired by the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think that will happen, but at the end of the day, man, when you have this many weapons, you have a ton of weapons, you have offensive line, a lot of these guys have gotten paid. Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Allgeier, you paid Chris Lindstrom, you brought Caleb McGarry back, and you drafted a guy like Matt Bergeron. There's a lot of question marks as far as the offense is concerned. You look at Taylor Heineke, Desmond Ridder. Taylor Heineke did not have a good game, right? He didn't do anything differently than what we've seen from Desmond Ridder, and that's a question as well. 21 of 38. I think it was 230 yards passing. One touchdown, one interception. They gave up one sack. Offensively, they just did not get the running game going. 110 yards rushing, and most of that came in the second half. Tyler Allgeier did not get off to a good start as far as him running the ball. Bijan was the leading rusher for the Atlanta Falcons with 51 yards. He ended up fumbling the ball in a key situation defensively. I think the secondary played okay. There was spots where you said to yourself, are these guys going to step up? I think Jeff Okudah has done a great job of, just bringing himself back after he started the season off on a rough start with an ankle injury. You got him back, and he's playing well. The secondary, you have Jesse Bates doing a good job. Richie Grant had a pretty good game for the most part. The Kentavious Street is another player. When you look at him, I love what he brought. He brought the energy. He was active. He and David Onyemata in the middle of that defense did a great job of getting pressure, stopping the run early in the game. But when they brought in another veteran quarterback, Josh Dobbs, he just took over in the second half, using a lot of his legs, to extend the play, make the right decisions, got the ball out, made a couple of mistakes. But, the Falcons, when it all comes down to it, man, I think the question here is what happens to Arthur Smith? Arthur Smith has to do something at this point in time. All right, I think the question is whether or not Desmond Ridder deserves to be the starting quarterback. And I'm just going to say, yes, he does. Based off what I've seen from Taylor Heineke, didn't do anything differently. And the offense looked just as sluggish. These guys made several penalties and key situations, turnovers, 2 turnovers. Again, a fumble and an interception. Bijan Robinson. But Tyler Allgeier, he kind of got going late in the game. But I just got to say this, man. Arthur Smith is officially on the hot seat. All right. He did it to himself. That's the thing. He did it to himself. He doesn't have, I think the biggest thing with Arthur, he doesn't know what he's doing as far as the passing game and the identity of the team. What are you going to be? Are you going to be a short game? Are you going to pass the ball? Are you going to run the ball? Are you going to stick to it? You're going to be physical? You have to make a choice. And that's what I'm seeing with Arthur Smith. He has not made a choice. And if this Falcons team is going to be anything, going to win the division, the Saints, these guys drop down to the 3rd spot right now for the Falcons. And like I said, the Saints won, Tampa Bay lost. And this is just all on Arthur. At this point, this is all on Arthur. The offensive struggles is all on Arthur because he has yet to choose what his identity of this team is. All right, are we going to be tough? Are we going to be a passing game? Just make a freaking choice. And I think that's the issue with this Falcon team. So I know this comes down to just pure anger. As far as Falcons fans concerned, and I'm right there with you. I've never been, I wouldn't say I've never been as frustrated because obviously we lost the Super Bowl, but Arthur Smith is just not doing himself any favor. This is probably one of the most embarrassing losses again for the Atlanta Falcons, and you know they did it to themselves. Right now, you got a young coach, still hasn't chosen what his identity is going to be. The Falcons are a tough running team, but for whatever reason, we don't want to run the ball effectively, and we don't want to stick to the run. Way too many passes in certain situations. But again, let me know what you guys think, man. Does Arthur Smith deserve to be fired? That's the question. I'm going to say he's definitely on the hot seat. I don't know if the Falcons are going to pull the trigger, but if they decide, if Arthur Blank decides to pull that trigger, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it'll happen, but I won't be surprised. At the end of the day, it comes down to if the owner decides that if he's put in enough things in place as far as the talent is concerned, and he feels like you're not getting the best out of that talent, it doesn't matter whether or not I believe that he should or is going to get fired. We saw in with the Raiders, they signed their head coach to a 6-year deal and ended up firing him after 2 years. So to say that Arthur Smith is not on the hot seat, it's a lie. He's definitely on the hot seat, and this year he's done it to himself. So again, let me know what you guys think about that, man. Continue to support your boy. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out of here, man. Peace.